Yeah, it's a good movie.
Um, he's like, so he'll like play it down too, and he's like, yeah, like it's actually pretty funny. I'm like, yeah, like I think you'd like it.
It's solid.
Like inside, he's like, I just want to watch my movie.
Yeah, oh yeah. I don't blame him at all. It's solid.
No, I don't either.
All right, let's try this again. Sorry about that. I noticed it before we started, but I didn't think
Okay.
it'd be too big of a deal, and then I prepared myself. So I was like, all right, let's try this again. In three, two, and one. Hello and welcome to the Last Guys Podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always. I'm my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
It's good to be back, Chris. We have a lot to recap. We have a national championship to quickly recover. We have some Patriots drama to look into, and then we got to get everyone ready for the NBA playoffs. So we have a packed pod as always, and to jump right into it, we're gonna do quick on the national championship. I mean, it was Monday. We haven't had a pod all week, so um, Michigan they win it. Wasn't necessarily like it's funny. It wasn't out of hand ever. It wasn't ever out of hand, but it never felt like UConn was
Yep.
really in there. Besides, for about a minute in the first half, for about a minute, they were like, "All right, maybe we can make some noise here in UConn," and then they were just down by 6, pretty much the whole game, and they had a couple stretches. They fought really valiantly. I mean, this Michigan team was so much bigger, so much more talent. You could tell just by the way that they played,
Mhm.
and the fact that they held them to 69 points, I thought was impressive. The fact that they were in that game, I thought was impressive. Shout out to Michigan though. Um, it is a little icky that they were like they were kind of like bragging on the broadcast about how all these guys are transfers and like these are like this is a whole new way to win in college basketball.
Yep.
That was kind of gross. All the money involved is
I
a little
mean,
gross,
like,
but it's just kind of how it is.
well, if yeah, and if we're gonna say that that's gross, then we would also have to say that Indiana football winning a championship is gross because those guys are all
Yes.
transfers.
I
So,
it's
I
a
think it's
similar
different because
argument.
Michigan's won a championship in basketball and Indiana football has never been anything of note. Um, but yeah, it is just kind of the way it is. I think we just kind of accept it. Like it is what it is. And in all fairness, like their best player, Axel Lundenborg, is a transfer, but he's more of a traditional transfer where he played like 3 years at JUCO, played at UAB, and now in his fifth year of college is playing at a Power Five school. So like that's a pretty, even though I don't really like him, it's a pretty cool
He was a dog.
mark for a player. Yeah, yeah.
That's true. That is a good
But
point.
yeah, the other guys, it's just the way it is. I would love to just draw a line in the sand here and say we're not going to complain about it anymore because it's not going to change. Like there will be changes obviously because it's college athletics, but the way of the world for foreseeable future is a lot of transfer portals, a lot of money. That's okay.
Everyone um everyone everyone loves capitalism until it creeps into our sports. And now all of a sudden it's a problem. So it's it is just the way it's the way it is. It's the way it's not going back. We're not changing it. It's not going backwards. It's not
Right.
reversing. Um I thought like I did think that they played like the foul calls was annoying. UConn was just fouling more than Michigan was. I do think there was a lot of things that didn't get called on Michigan was annoying. Um, I'm not a I don't know why I just could not stand watching Elliot Cadeau. Just couldn't do it. He just was and he plays super hard. He has a lot of effort. He really tries, and I respect that. It's just like seems like such a ticky-tacky player. And he's just like he's always looking for the foul or he's always looking to like swipe at the ball at like a with almost fouling on defense but not. I don't know. They just seem like that guy was a pain to play against and would not be fun to play against.
You didn't like Mara either.
No, I thought he was kind of playing like the stereotypical European
Did you
player
tell me?
does. Yeah. Like the stereotypical what did I text you? What did I text you specifically? Um Let's find out. I texted, um, I said, "Holy shit, this Michigan 7-footer is cringe." I wasn't wrong. At the beginning of that game, like, those guys, I mean, they just played like OKC, and it's not a
Yeah.
bad it's not a it's not a detriment to it's not fun to watch. Not fun to watch. It's a winning
No, and they did,
strategy.
like they hit 2 threes the whole game,
Yeah.
which, like, it was just not a fun game to watch.
No,
And granted, like, when their offense is really cooking, they were a fun team to watch,
that
um,
was not this game.
and it was not. And, like, it is credit to them because they were also so good defensively that they didn't have to be on their A game on offense, to beat really good teams. So that was kind of one of the things going into the tournament where it was like there were questions about their offense being clunky at times and it just might not matter. Turns out it didn't. Um, but yeah, they could be a tough watch. Outside of like the block party, which is fun, they just blocked felt like they blocked like 15 shots.
Yeah, UConn just couldn't even get to the rim. Like, it
Yeah.
just wasn't even close. And it's funny, like, UConn, if they, like, settled down on maybe 6 more possessions, like, they could have won that game. But they
Mhm.
couldn't figure out how to get the basketball in the
It,
hoop.
yeah. It did feel like there was the potential for a Duke moment coming where
Oh,
like
yeah.
they just kind of lingered around for so long and it was like if Michigan had puts together like 2 or 3 bad possessions in a row, like this game could flip right away, but they just didn't.
They Towards the end of that game, they got a steal, and if they missed the three-pointer. If they hit that three-pointer, it's a
Mhm.
two-point game, and all of a sudden, it's exactly like this Duke game, and
Yep.
I remember sitting there with my dad, who's, he's clearly super invested in it, and I'm invested watching with him, and I'm like, they missed that shot, and I was like, that was the moment, and he knew it.
Mhm.
He was like, "Ah, that was it." And
Yep.
but you're right, they almost had that similar moment. Um, they, I do like we talked about Yaxel Lindenbog, him playing injured for almost the whole game was pretty impressive, even though he was kind of stinking for some of it. But like the halftime uh interview when he's like, "I'm in pain. It sucks that I'm playing like crap." That was super honest, and like nobody ever
Yeah.
talks like that, so that was cool. Um, I didn't realize that he was such a older prospect because
Yeah, he's like 23.
I was excited for him in the NBA, and he might still be decent in the NBA. But
I think he'll be a decent
yeah,
NBA player.
I think he's one of those players that will, like, he'll just be in the league for a while. Like, you'll just be in
Yeah,
the league
because
for
like,
like 10 years.
to have the level of, like, ball skills that he has at his size
Yeah.
is just super valuable in the NBA, so
Yep.
he's like he can shoot. That's obviously not like he's not a sharpshooter or anything, but he can hit the 3 and, um,
Oh, and his
obviously
defense
he's
is
a
gonna
lot
transfer.
bigger than
Or
yeah, yeah. He's a lot bigger than most of the guys that are guarding him, which makes it a lot easier in college, which is why he's a Big Ten Player of the Year. So obviously that won't translate, but yeah, I agree with that. I feel like a lot of times with the older guys like that, there's a floor,
yes.
and then there's also a ceiling
Yep.
that you kind of have a rough idea where it is. You hope that you know what you're getting at least.
Is Mara, is he going to the NBA? I
I
guess
could
I
not
would
tell you.
I was gonna say I guess I would know more than you. Um, According to SB Nation, he's in their lottery for the latest mock. That seems a little high. Lottery?
Really,
Yeah.
that is surprising.
Um, but I haven't seen much of anything else about him specifically. Um, and that'll all come later. I mean, we gotta worry about the playoffs for the NBA. Anything else with this game?
Yeah, I don't think so. It's
Yeah,
a
I
fun
think
season,
yeah, I thought it was a good season. Um,
a
the
great tournament too. Kind
yes,
of an anticlimactic Final Four, but
agreed.
like we definitely peaked with that Mullen shot. But
Yeah,
also, if you come out of a tournament and that was the best moment, then really complain because that'll probably be the best moment for the next 5 years.
yeah, for like the next 5 tournaments.
Yeah,
The shout out Danny Kurtner. Normally we don't shout him out because we want him to know that they won, and he knew that he texted me Monday night. He was like, "Give me that T-shirt." So that will be sent to you whenever I get your new address because they take forever. So I told him to wait because he's moving soon,
was
so he's
that
gonna wait.
was that Go Blue? that
Yeah.
bracket.
Yeah. Danny Kurtner.
I think I finished pretty high. I think I was like third. Not
I
to
had Michigan, so I must have
steal
finished
the
pretty
show.
decent. Even though
I
my
won
whole
my
team.
work pool, but we do well, I won the men's portion, but we do combined,
Oh.
and my women's bracket was atrocious. It
Oh,
was
you
like
didn't just
second
pick
to
all one
last.
seeds?
I did the autofill because I forgot about it. So I'm
Mm.
kind of outing myself there. I'll never trust the autofill again. Yeah,
While we're talking about the women's side, um, Kevin's calling me.
I
Hey
finished
Kev,
third.
you're live on the Wise Guys.
Oh shit, my bad.
No,
Yeah.
you're good. What's going on?
Come on.
Yeah, I'll pick up some ice. All right,
Oh, I have. Oh wait, well I'll probably
Hey,
be
good
there
luck
a
with the
little
rest of
later,
the
but I have
pod.
ice too.
thanks, Kev. All right, see. Um,
Have you ever heard? Do you know? Do you watch Nate Bargatze at all? The comedian.
no, I've heard the
He
name.
is he has a bit about ice, about like people asking you to pick up ice, and how like you never know how much ice to get, and it's either way too much or way too little. And he's like, if I'm going somewhere and they don't have their ice situation figured out, I'm not gonna go.
It's funny.
Because it's true. Like somebody says, get ice. You're like, all right, well, I don't like, I don't know what your cooler situation is. How many
Yeah,
bags do I need to get? Do I get the big bags? Do I get the little bags?
that's true. That's like, and yeah, like
So
I'm thinking
the
right now, four bags of ice. Or like,
the big bags, like 7 pound bags, or like the 16 pound bags.
no, I was thinking like the seven.
Yeah.
16 seems like a
But where are
lot.
you gonna put? Like you don't even know where you're gonna put it.
No, no, and they're just gonna sit in my back seat, just melting away as I drive to Kansas.
Well, I mean, even when you get there, like, what is his? How many coolers does he have?
No, I don't know.
You need to fill with the ice.
That I guess that'll be a post pod discussion. I'll have to ask Kev the details on this ice.
I actually have. This is well, never mind. That's
No.
also post pod. We don't need
Oh,
to
okay.
do our ice plans. I got 2 bags of ice in my freezer that we got ahead of the snowstorm.
Ah, there we
Now they're
go.
just sitting there. So
All right. Cool.
happy to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Avery got those bags.
Shout out Avery. All right, ice is covered. Um, the
We
actually
do.
before Kevin called, I did want to say, speaking of the women's bracket, my poor Gamecocks, they got eviscerated in
Yeah.
the national championship. Just absolutely eviscerated. They had a great
Was it
game.
worth it to beat UConn though?
Yeah, yeah, great Final Four in UConn. I mean, it's always worth it to make the national championship. I mean, I don't, people were complaining in my frat group chat like, "Oh, we spent $4 million on this roster." I was like, "We were just in the national championship. Like, I don't know what. Like, the only thing else we could have done is win that game. Like, I understand, but like the only
Yeah.
thing else that we could have done was win the game." The UConn game was great. They the little scuffle between uh, the coach of UConn and Don Staley was
Beat.
interesting. I don't know what
That's interesting.
Gino must have said something because Don's a pretty chill person. I don't see her
Mhm.
get riled up like that. Um, and then second worst loss of her career was the national championship. They just were never in it. I mean, they lost by 29 points.
Mhm.
Mm. But I have
Shout out
faith in them.
UCLA.
Yeah, shout out UCLA. Congrats to them. But Big Ten, it's a Big Ten year.
Guess so. Yeah.
Um, all right, let's move on to the national NFL story of this week. I guess it was also like a Monday. Was this Monday or Tuesday? Was this after the national championship?
I think it was Tuesday.
Okay, so it gets reported. Um, or was it TMZ or New York Times, something like that?
Oh, there was like a side plot of this where TMZ turned down buying the photos from, I don't know, was it like the New York Post or something?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, very strange. I didn't read
So
too much into it. I just saw the headline.
yeah, so New York Post posts these pictures of Diana Rossini, a athletic reporter for the NFL, and Mike Vrabel holding hands, interlocking fingers, sitting by the poolside. A nice little hug, something that friends do all the time, by the way.
Yeah.
Friends do yeah, this is what I mean, this is what friends do. I don't understand, like, sorry you don't have any friends that are platonically women. Like, this we stand there and hold hands, hug, and sit by the poolside. Um,
I think they
well,
were comparing the sizes of their hands because he's got big hands.
yeah, it was all just it's all
He's
games, it's
probably
all
like,
games.
"Wow, Mike, like, when we hold like, we put our hands up against each
Yeah.
other, I just wanna see how big they are."
So,
Big hands?
obviously, this comes out. Obviously, there's I'm gonna be honest. Obviously, like, honestly, there's a lot of really awful things said about Diana Rossini on Twitter. Just out of the blue.
Yes.
Some of them funny, yes, of course. I mean, it's comedy, but it's some of them are just truly, truly just awful things to say about a woman. But it's led to this interest, like it's led to these clips of Diana talking about her husband that are just they get worse and worse every clip. I
Yeah.
don't understand how that's possible. Um, it, it I it come back of old photos of her and Vrabel in Tennessee. Um, Twitter things of like, oh, what are you doing in Tennessee? You hanging out in Nashville? And Diana Sigurini's like, yes. And like, this was 2020, and someone was like, what are you hanging out at Vrabel's compound? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. So there's clearly there's some sort of chicanery going on here with like that, right? I mean, that's the only conclusion that anyone's ever coming up with. And
I mean, I think without any of the prior information, it could all just be coincidence. Like,
dude, like
the
there is a
photos are
world
pretty
where
damning.
there's a world where they are like this is sounds dumb. There is a world where they're like doing some stupid like reporting skit or something. I don't know, right?
I meant more so like you take away all of the old clips and
Okay.
comments and stuff like that. Like forget those are even a part of the picture, and you just look at the photos, and it's like I don't think that holds up in court.
Yeah.
Like
No. No. Yeah.
it's a bad look
It's a bad look.
on both ends. On both ends, I should clarify.
Yes. 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 It's a bad look. Yeah, because
Forgetting
Vrabel is married.
like
Vrabel is also
they're
married.
both married, yes.
Yes.
So yeah, not just from like a being a faithful spouse perspective, but also like the AJ Brown reporting. It's like,
See, that's where some of the memes come in. So
yeah,
Diana Rossini, for more background for people, Diana Rossini is the main reporter who is peddling AJ Brown to New England. Uh, Tweets and the reports and the rumors and all that jazz, um, and talking about the relationship with Mike Vrabel specifically, and it is just interesting. It's now the Eagles fans have now taken this like it's like a vendetta has been against the Eagles.
yes.
Like this Diana Rossini proves that like all of this was just like this
Yep.
fake
It's
like
all
the page
fake.
yeah like the Pats like never wanted AJ Brown actually like this was all just a Diana Rossini pillow talk. Like this,
Well, no. I thought it wasn't that they didn't that they do want him, and the only reason it's being reported that like it's gonna happen is Brable telling her to report it.
yeah. That's true. Yeah. But like, yeah, like they're using this as like a basically to play victim in some sort of sense. On this AJ
I
Brown
think it's
thing.
more of like not necessarily well, yeah, like almost taking credit for finding this scoop. Like I think they believe that it was an Eagles fan that
Jalen
did this.
Hurts in the bushes for
Well, and they
Tom.
have like I was gonna say they have an Italian guy whose job it is to
Yep.
take care of things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. The Eagles organization is not who you want to
I'm not
mess
gonna
with.
accuse anyone. No,
That's not. Those are not the right people that you want to mess with. So
nope.
that is a good point. I don't know. I mean, like, so the thing is that the only comparable thing I have to this, which is actually super comparable, is the Celtics lost in 2022 to the Golden State Warriors in the finals, and then immediately had to fire Ime Udoka for conduct with an assistant on the Celtics. The key difference is that there is an assistant on the Celtics compared to an outside
Same
reporter
organization.
outside of the organization. The other key difference is the owner of the Celtics didn't have an Asian diddle charge against him about 10 years ago. So Robert Kraft, if he like even thinks about firing Vrabel, like we have to have some serious consequences on the owner because he got off scot-free with all that jazz, and now he's gonna fire Vrabel for being a consenting
Who's
adult.
gonna fire him?
Yeah, exactly. Like being a consenting adult with another reporter. Yeah, it's wrong, but I mean, come on, dude. Look in the mirror. There's no way Vrabel should ever be fired or have
Oh,
any
he's
repercussions
not
from
getting
this.
fired.
So,
He's
like
definitely
that's
not getting fired, and I don't think she's getting fired either.
I don't think she should either.
At
I don't think
least
she should.
from what they've said so far.
Unless there's hard evidence that favors for favors were, transaction was
Agreed.
complete, then there should be no reason why she should be fired either.
Agreed.
That's when it gets hairy, is when there's favors for favors. But that
Yeah,
has to be
then they
like
should both be
proved. But that has to be like proved in court.
fired. You're innocent till proven guilty.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
So it's a weird
Try to do it at least.
it's a weird thing. I don't know like how does this get addressed? Like nobody said anything. Diana tried to have a report at 4 in the
I thought
morning.
they both said something.
Oh,
They
do they
basically
have
said,
statements?
like, taken out of context, this was a harmless interaction or an innocent interaction.
Oh yeah, didn't they both say like they were there with their friends and they happened to find each other
Yeah,
or
they were
something?
like six. It was a group of six or something like
Yeah.
that. Just like a exclusive couples retreat, $10,000 a night. That's where we'd go to, couples or no, not couples trip. I've even said that. Friends trip.
Yeah, French trip. Platonic trip. Um I all I've learned from this story is that you can't have girlfriends anymore. Can't have girls that are friends. Can't happen. It's over. 2026. Can't hold hands with your platonic friends anymore. Exclusively alone in a hotel getting pictured in the
Yeah,
bushes.
yeah. Did you see the one tweet of the guy like uh it was almost like a mockery of it where he was like, these guys so insecure that they can't let their wives like go to a couples retreat with an NFL coach and like hold hands.
I saw something like that. I saw a fake tweet from Diana's husband. I was like, this is getting too bad. Like this is getting
Yeah,
too
I
far.
did see some fake headlines about her husband.
Yeah, I was like,
Just
this is where we're getting too far.
was it the one? Was it the one where he said something about Kamala Harris?
No, I did not see that.
That made me laugh so hard.
I did not see that one. I feel
A
I
lot of
feel bad
misinformation
for
out there. Be careful, everybody.
say again.
I said there's a lot of misinformation out there.
Yes.
Gotta be careful,
Yes.
everybody.
It is it's an interesting it's a weird story. And it's funny because I feel like Diana Rossini has been on the up. She's been on like I've listened
Oh
to her more
yeah.
and more
I
on
mean, the
Pardon My
Athletic is
Take. The Athletics going
is
up.
the place to be for reporters
Yeah,
now,
it's a
even more
strange
so than
turn.
ESPN.
It's a strange turn. But I guess we'll just wait and see. I don't think there's anything I don't think anything will come of it. But
I know. I think it'll just kind of disappear. Whatever happened to who was the ESPN reporter that was with Jimmy Butler? Was it
Rachel
Jimmy Butler?
Nichols.
Or yeah, what happened
Yeah.
to her?
I
She get
don't
fired?
so I don't no, she still works for ESPN. I and
I think
like
these
I don't
things
think
like
that was ever
kind of goes
confirmed
away.
either. That was like a similar story. I don't think that was ever confirmed or
Yeah, it was
denied.
the bubble.
Yeah, it was definitely yeah. Watch out for the bubble.
That's right.
All right. I think that's I mean, I don't have any there's not a lot of hard evidence. It's just kind of whatever you see out there is kind of what's out there. So, um
Yep.
I don't really have anything else
He
to
thinks
say.
for sure it was a Birds fan.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think it was I think it's there's a non 0% chance it was Big Dom. Like they flew him out there. They had some inside scoop, and they're like, "We got to get this
I don't
Diana
so
woman off of our
I
case."
don't think Dom would go himself. I think he
Send a
has
crony.
there's even a second
Yeah,
level or
yeah,
a
yeah.
third level of like
Dom's Dom.
Jeffrey Lurie and Nick Sirianni don't want themselves to be involved in certain tasks that they give to Big Dom. And then there are additional tasks that Big Dom doesn't even want to hand
No,
him.
it's like the mob.
And then there's somebody down there. There's a Christopher Brano.
Yep. Yeah, there's a
What's
Dom's
that name?
Dom.
Henchman. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Somebody who's expendable.
Yes. Yeah,
They
there's
got
definitely
caught. They
Eagles
couldn't
there's
trace him
definitely
back.
Eagles henchmen. Jalen
Yes.
Hurts
Oh
might be
yeah.
one of them.
He might be.
He's like the henchman though that's like he's like right under the boss and he's like, "Yeah, like I'm next in line when boss is gone." And everyone like knows he's like, "Sure, sure." And when the boss is gone too. All right. Do all the my initial reaction though was AJ Brown has to come to the Pats now. Like this is now like set in stone. This just confirms it. Like this has to happen now.
I think the price just went up. I
Price
think you
goes
got
up.
to throw in a second now.
Yeah, I was gonna say but then they like just they just traded for Jadavion Wicks. They signed a bunch of wide receivers. It's like this is like it's such a
Wait, the
circus. This is
Patriots
the
traded for
NFL circus.
Wicks?
The
I
Eagles
didn't
did.
see that. Oh, the Eagles did. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like
Oh, did Dotson not work out?
they
They
still
needed a
have
third receiver.
Dotson. Didn't they just
He did
sign it?
resign, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna
Good.
say I thought they just re-signed him.
Keep your deal.
Um,
That was a victory lap for myself.
yeah, the Dotson. Yeah, that's fair.
55-23, but they gave us a third for Jahan Dotson. So who's the real winner?
um,
Just because I know what
anyways,
the response is to that. So I'll handle it myself. I know the Falcons signed Dotson.
yeah, I was gonna say I thought the Falcons got him. They signed some other wide receiver though. They've signed like a couple wide receivers to get ready. Like I don't know. It's a circus. This AJ Brown thing is the circus of the offseason. So,
Yes.
all right, are we ready to move on? I wonder if we have
Yes.
any comments. No, I don't see any.
Oh, I've not been monitoring.
Nah, there's no one here. The morning ones aren't as busy. All right, let's go to the NBA. Chris, the NBA playoffs start um end of the week. Playing tournament starts Tuesday. So last set of games is tomorrow. No games today. We have so it's pretty much the end of the
You
regular
have a
season.
bracket, right? Like a set bracket? Or is there
Yeah,
still some?
no. We have to I think there's a couple lingering things. It looks like let me look and see
Oh,
who's
there's a
clinched.
playoff picture that I'm looking at. I thought it was set. That's my mistake.
All right, let's see who's clinched. The Pistons clinched the 1 seed, Celtics clinched the 2 seed, the Knicks clinched the 3 seed. Or oh no, this is top 3 seed. Okay, so the Knicks and the Cavs can still be moved around. The Hawks made it out of the
Okay.
play-in game, but they could be 5 or 4, I think. But they're 6 right now. And Toronto is also out of the play-in game. So the play-in guys
Okay.
are
So the
Hornets.
top six are set in
Yeah.
the top six, but they
Yes.
could move around. Okay.
Yep. So matchups aren't
I
official
don't.
yet.
Yeah. Personally, I don't care about the play-in. I hope the Hornets get in,
I hope the Hornets get in too.
but other than that, I just can't. I can't get excited about the play-in.
The play-in's hard to get excited about. So yeah, all the spots are locked up. So all the play-in spots, all the playoff spots, it's just depending on seeding, which is fine with us because we'll do a real preview of the playoffs once the play-in's done, and we'll get the matchups and everything. So Chris, where do you want to start here with the NBA?
I don't remember where we left off the last time we talked about it.
I know it's
Which I
been a
guess the
while.
last time I wasn't even on the pod, so I didn't know that the Hawks were good.
Okay, they've been on a stretch lately. Their
Okay.
uh, the Hawks last like 30 games, they've lost 3 games. They've had a
Wait,
really
are you
good
serious?
season since yeah. Um, since they have traded Trey Young, they've been on a heater. Um,
Encouraging.
yeah, right. Um, they got and they also got Jonathan Kuminga for Porzingis, which is actually he hasn't been consistent, which is makes sense. It's Jonathan Kuminga, but when his highs are high, like they're a really hard team to beat.
Mhm.
And it's funny, like they don't have the shooter that you would want, but Nikhil Alexander Walker has been playing a lot like his cousin Shea Gilgeous-Alexander recently, and has had an incredible end of his season. He's had a good season all around. and has like really made himself. He's like the main, besides Jalen Johnson, the main Hawks guy and the main scorer. He can get to the free throw line. He's super efficient with his scoring. He plays good defense. Um, and he was good on the Timberwolves last year. And it's just funny. They never really. He was always one of those guys. I remember one of the trade deadlines when he got traded from the Pelicans to the Timberwolves. It was like one of the only moves at the trade deadline, and I remember I was like, "Wow, like this guy's getting thrown in." And he's
Mhm.
become become a really good player, and he's leading this Hawks team to a really good record. And I actually could see them making some noise in the playoffs. I don't think they could.
Really?
Like if they face off right now, it's 5-4 Cavaliers Hawks. If they face off against the
Mhm.
Cavaliers, um, I think they should be able to win 2 games of that series. And I'm kind of
Oh, so
down on
making noise is taking a couple games from the Cavs. It's not
they could I think they could beat the Cavs for sure. Like I think they could beat
okay.
the Cavs. I think they could play I think they could play the Knicks very very well too. And if they played those 2 teams, they could play it could be well. I think if they once they come across the Pistons and the Celtics, that's when they run out of talent to keep up with them. But they and especially I do think like being their first playoff run, people are going to get excited about them, especially with this stretch. They're going to say they're like a lot of people are going to pick them over Cleveland. I'm guessing if they do match up, and
Mhm.
just because like Cleveland's been struggling all season, now they have James Harden. James Harden in the playoffs is such like a and not like it's such like a deterrent. Nobody wants to pick James Harden in the playoffs ever anymore. And defensively, the Cavaliers just haven't been able to keep up. I mean, they still won 51 games with James Harden in there. Donovan Mitchell has looked like a completely different player. They finally have players that are healthy, which the past 2 years have been their issue. Coming into the playoffs, they've never had any health. So I don't really know what to do with the Cavs. I was ready to come on the pod and be like, "Oh, I'm so down on the Cavs," but it's funny. I always like to base. I like to hear everyone else's opinions, like the quote unquote basketball experts' opinions on stuff, and then try to pick and choose which one of the arguments are some of my like that I agree with while watching and that I want to take.
Mhm.
And it's like everyone's really out on Cleveland, and that kind of makes me want to jump back in on them. And at least for this first round, where this Hawks team, it's like such a classic. I don't know if it's a classic like, wow, they had a really good end of the
Up and
season.
coming team.
They're gonna be disappointing in the first round because everyone's gonna think they're
Mhm.
this dark horse, or they could be like the Pacers last year, and all of a sudden they had a great end of their season and they're
Yeah.
fighting for the playoffs to make it to the NBA Finals. So I don't know. I think this Hawks team is they're the team of the playoffs. This Hawks team because
Love it.
they could mess up the East bracket because if they face the Knicks, they could beat the Knicks. And the Knicks, it's funny, the Knicks, they could lose. The Knicks could lose to the Pistons. They could lose to the Cavs. They could lose to the Hawks. But they're perfectly built to beat the Celtics. They are literally designed to beat the Celtics. They have the wings,
Right.
stop Jalen and Jason, and really make sure Pritchard and White uh, win those games for you. And they're not really built though to beat these other East teams. But it's fascinating to see them play against the Celtics because the Celtics are just like they're getting tortured every time they're out there.
Wait, so why is it that they're not built to beat the Hawks or um,
It's the
the Cavs?
it's the focus on the wings on the Celtics where the main shots like they know you're getting at least 40 shots from Jalen and Jason, and they have
Mhm.
Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, all those guys to match up specifically. Like they got OG Anunoby and uh, what's the other guy that I just said?
Bridges or Hart
Bridges. Yes, they got Bridges and OG Anunoby specifically to guard,
or Tatum.
yeah, Tatum and Brown. So
Yeah.
it's like they have that. They have the small guard to go up against Derek White, which I think is helpful. They have Cat and they have Mitchell off the bench, so they have big guys to overwhelm
Mhm.
Kada. Um, and it's like they saw the blueprint 2 years ago when the Celtics won, and they were like, that's when they traded for Bridges, that's when they traded for OG
Yep.
Anunoby, and it was like, this is how we compete with that. And this is and they've done it successfully. They could beat the Celtics, and it's just they I don't know if they could beat like I think the difference is when you're facing a Hawks team, like you're worried about Jalen Johnson, but they don't have anyone that can guard Nikhil Alexander Walker,
Sure.
and they don't have anyone that can guard CJ McCollum actually, which is funny enough. Which is another encouraging Wizards thing. He's been fantastic for the Hawks, of course. Um, so when you look at when you look at teams like that, like I don't think they could guard Harden. I don't think they definitely couldn't guard Donovan Mitchell. So it's
Mhm.
basically just wing focus versus guard focus, and the
Gotcha.
Celtics are all
But
guards.
you can't throw Anobi at a guard or Ananobi.
I think you
Like, I
can.
feel like you can. Their how deep their bench is, but I feel like you can play the matchups or it's not like we're playing sixth grade basketball where you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like your three guards, the other team's three. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like they
No,
get
that's true.
creative with the matchups.
I'd agree, and I think
But it's
there's
not optimal,
probably
I guess, would be
hmm,
catch. Like you want Ananobi on the other team's wing. Like it's not
yeah.
optimal to have
I think
them
the issue
play
is
the other
with
position.
when you switch Ananobi to like say Donovan Mitchell. Even though it's not the worst thing in the world, but you have a Max Strus on uh, Brunson all of a sudden, and Max Strus is going to get wide open threes on Brunson all game.
Mm.
So it's like there's, as you said, there's levels to what you need to balance out. Or you have James Harden, who's guarding him. So it's interesting. It's definitely interesting, and I think like the Knicks need to play bigger to play against a lot of these other East teams where they don't have to play bigger
Mm.
against the Celtics because the Celtics have Vucevic
Sure.
and Kata, and Vucevic has been like he's been like a corpse this year. I don't know, it seems like a bad trade. It seems like a rare Brad Stevens miss. Um, so that'll be interesting to see in the playoffs. I do. While we're talking about the East, I guess we'll just stay on the East for now. Um, I do think the Celtics have a really good chance to win the NBA Finals. I did not think that at the beginning of
I
the
don't know how
year.
they wouldn't.
I don't know. I didn't think they would at the beginning of the year. Tatum is now back, of course. Um, he's still shooting at low percentage. I'm not worried about that. He's rebounding fine. He's uh become like it's under talked about how crazy this comeback is. I mean, not even a year ago was his torn Achilles.
I remember you guys doing this was when I was on vacation last year, and you guys doing the pod after he got hurt, and they were
Yes.
had pretty much already lost the Knicks, and it was like, I mean, next year's a wash.
Yep.
Now they're the 2 seed and a relatively weak Eastern Conference. Like there's good teams, but there aren't great teams. It seems like.
That is the kiss of the Eastern Conference because the Eastern Conference is now it's like officially deep, but deep on good teams, not great
Yes.
teams. Yes, but back to the Celtics point. Yeah, almost, and it's funny. Like it is 11 months ago, we were talking about that. It's not even a full 12 months. I mean, that was the second round of the playoffs.
Mhm.
It's it's remarkable. I don't know how it happened. I mean, Halliburton's not even close to coming back. There's Dame is not even close
They
to
were
coming
ready. They
back.
wanted to tank.
Oh yeah,
They
oh yeah.
they knew
Indiana
that
was
they weren't
ready.
getting back to the finals. They
Yeah.
they needed more talent.
Well, that was the thing that I
And they
never.
got that pick back.
I think I said this in an earlier pod, but it's maybe to you as well. But the one thing I underutilized on the Celtics was the Joe Mazzulla and Brad Stevens aspect of
Mhm.
I don't care. Like they won't. Brown could have been out for almost half the season, and they would have won 40 games. Like they just would have found ways to win games. And Joe Mazzulla, I mean, this was something that Bill Simmons was talking about. Like, because Joe Mazzulla couldn't look in the mirror in like during a 4-game loss stretch and be like, "Let's go coach the Celtics to another loss." Like they're not like they're just not built like that. And it's super impressive. Um, it's very funny for other East teams. Like this is like our down year, like and here we are. Um, that being
You
said,
remember when they went down 0-3 to the Heat a couple years ago? I think it was
yeah,
Missoula's first year, and we
yeah,
were like questioning because it was right after Adoka, and we were like, I
hmm
don't think Missoula's got it. And now
yeah.
he's like, objectively a
Yes,
top 5 coach in the league.
he had such a crazy. I mean, he had such a crazy career arc because that was the eighth seeded Heat,
Mhm.
and then we come back all the way. Jason Tatum breaks his ankle in the first play of Game 7, and it was like, oh, this whole thing was a wash. Like it was great coming back, and now it's like all over. Um, and then the Heat got spanked by the Nuggets.
Nuggets, yeah, in 5.
Yep. I don't think they would have beaten the Nuggets that year anyways, but yeah, but our opinions on Joe Mazzulla were so different where they are
Yes.
now. And it's funny because I do think his his mannerisms and him behind the mic, I think helped a lot. Like you saw behind the mic, this guy's insane, and this guy's not losing basketball games. Like he does. Like at some point, like it was at first it was all about the strategy. It was like all he wants to do is shoot threes. Like all he wants to do is shoot threes, and then like as a fan, you got to learn like this guy just cares about winning. Like just all he cares
Mhm.
about is winning, and he does like these crazy taekwondo stuff and like fighting. Like he does some crazy stuff. So love that guy. And that's what I underutilized this season. Long story short, is
Mhm.
that this guy is never gonna let them tank. Um,
I got a stat for you. I had
yeah,
pulled up the this offensive and defensive ratings, and if you filter by post All Star, this is how I'm kind of just getting a heuristic about how good some of these teams are because I'm admittedly a casual. Um, since the All Star break, Boston is 4th in offensive rating and 6th in defensive rating.
damn, that's
That's pretty good.
yeah.
The initial reason I pulled it up was actually to see where the Hawks were.
Hawks
Hawks are
are
2nd in
one
defensive
offense.
rating
Oh,
and 8 in offense.
oh, I was kind of shocked by that. I do know their defense was really good though. What's the Pistons look like post All Star break? 'Cause they've had Cade missing for most of it, so that'll
Yeah,
be
they
interesting to see.
are 9th in offense, 5th in
For
defense.
Cade missing, that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
They
Is
are an
he
interesting.
healthy now?
Yeah, he'll be good for the playoffs, I
Okay.
believe. Um, let me double check that, but let me. Um, I think he's back. I think he's already been back. So, um, all right, let's see what we got. Nate Cunningham. Oh yeah, he returns to the Pistons. Recorded 13 points and 10 assists over the Bucks. So he's back. He'll be back for the playoffs. This team's really good. It's one of those. It's one of those NBA teams where it's like, yeah, they're really good. They are still super young. This is like a first time they're really doing this. How much are we gonna, we're gonna have to see them trip at some point. I don't think they're making the finals this year. I would not bet that. I would be very concerned about them and their shooting, especially in the playoffs when it gets to crunch time. I like Cade Cunningham as much as the next guy. He sets up the table for everybody, but when the going gets rough in these playoff games, you're going to be seeing a lot of shots from Duncan Robinson, a lot of shots from Kevin Herter, a lot of shots from Tobias Harris, maybe some Karis LeVert. Like these are the guys that are going to be taking shots in the playoffs, and that's not a good thing. That's just not a good thing. I
I don't
know
like the
I
Kevin Herter slander, but
Hey, I love
fair.
Kevin Herter. We're twins, Kevin Herter and I. But that's not, he's a guy that you want off the bench to be hitting some threes. He's not like that's like
Yeah. I think the first thing that jumped out to me just looking at their like scoring as a team is Tobias Harris being the 3rd highest scorer. And I guess my question was, and I think you probably already answered it, but is Tobias Harris good again, or is it a problem that he's their 3rd highest scorer? And I guess
funny.
the
Like
same would apply to Duncan Robinson.
it's Tobias. This is a perfect Tobias Harris season. I mean, it's you love Tobias Harris when he's your third scorer in the regular season. You hate him when he's your third scorer in the playoffs. And it's like Tobias Harris when the lights aren't bright, he'll give you 10 points off efficient shooting. Then when
Mhm.
he has to make the big shot in the game and there's not really that many other shooters, like I know Cade can shoot. He's not like a bad 3-point shooter by any means, but he's not an elite 3-point shooter. I'm not saying
Yeah,
Tobias Harris
34%.
would be their elite 3-point shooter, but he's the vet in this scenario. Duncan Robinson's the 3-point vet in this scenario. And those are guys and I think Duncan Robinson has had a couple of good playoff runs. He's had some
What
some
happened to
moments
him? Because he had that crazy run
with the
that I
Heat.
think that same year
Yeah.
we were talking about with the Celtics, and then he like had the yips shoot for a little.
Yeah, he kind of outwore his welcome on the Heat a little bit. And but he got paid quite a lot of money from the Pistons. And he's had a decent season for them this year. He shot it very well from 41% from three. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I'm worried about. Like when it comes 2 minutes left in the game, they're down by one, or sorry, down by two. They need a three to put them over the top. Unless they just go to the rim with Cade, I just don't trust any of their 3-point shooters in that scenario.
Yeah.
And I think that would be the worrisome where once they face up against the Celtics, you're gonna have Hauser, Tatum, Brown, White, Pritchard. I just named 5 players that can get a better shot than anyone on the Pistons.
Yeah.
Besides Cade, but again, he can get a better 3-point shot. He can get other people an open 3-point shot, but those other people are Duncan Robinson and Tobias Harris. That's I guess the
Yeah.
key issue with my
So
um
I guess my one follow up question would be, and this is a question. This is not a take, but when Anthony Edwards played in the playoffs for the first time,
yeah.
and we watched that, and it was like, holy crap, this guy is a top 5 player in the NBA, and he like that was a good team, but it felt like he was carrying that team to wins, and they went deeper than we all thought that they would. Is it possible that there is a like does Cade have that level to him, or
Yeah, I think so.
is that apples and oranges?
No, I think so. I think he's got that level to him. He's got that aggression to him where if he just dominates at the rim and dominates his playmaking ability, where he's driving and he's passing out and getting some open threes and they're hitting them. It's he will have like the casuals at home will be like, oh, this Cade Cunningham guy
Mhm.
is something to watch, and he has the first overall pick pedigree to him. He has been on these terrible terrible teams, so that he has that kind of like juice to him where he's been around for a little bit. He's not just like it's not like he's a rookie this year or whatever.
Mhm.
So I think that there is a level to it where he can level up there, and I do moving from the regular season to the playoffs, a player like Cade Cunningham, from what I've seen on the TV, is that um, he's clearly he's a baller. Like I feel like he's gonna level up his game and be like, this is where I need to take over. This is where I need to show that it's me and Duran who run the East. That's the
Mhm.
duo that runs the East, and I think it's definitely possible. I think it's possible. I think it'll only take them to a degree, like that Ant team, where it's like
Mhm.
they've had a great regular season. It reminds me a lot of one of those Utah seasons, honestly. One of those Utah seasons where they with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy
Yeah.
Gobert, um, where like if they lose in the second round, is it that much? Like, is it? It's a disappointment because they're the 1 seed, but is it a disappointment for the Detroit Pistons? I don't think so.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
So, and I think people will make fun of them if they lose in the second round, undeservingly. I think they
Really?
have
I mean, I guess maybe
maybe
that's our
just kind of
sports
Twitter.
culture today is championship or bust.
Yeah. Especially when you end up with the 1 seed, it's like, oh, like, you have to win a championship now, it seems like. So,
Yeah.
but I think they've had a fantastic season and they will if they do lose in the second round, um as long as it's not something that's like utterly catastrophic.
Mhm.
Um which the utterly catastrophic team is the Cavaliers. That team can
Yeah.
can can if they
Yeah.
lose to the first round to the Hawks, I mean, that team does not look the same. They're
Yeah.
just not coming back the same
Agreed.
way. And they've already done it with Garland this season. They gave up on him, and they were injured last year. So if you're giving up on Garland as a 26-year-old, then you're going to be giving up on everybody if this doesn't work out. So um, that's a super interesting team. Teams I'm not excited to watch in the playoffs on the East side. Magic, I'm not excited to watch. They just suck. I mean, they're awful. They're awful. They're not fun to watch.
Are
They
they just the same magic of last year? Like they or
yes.
Was that 2
They
years
have
ago?
they've won 5 in a row now that I'm looking at it, surprisingly. Let's see who they've beaten, because there's no way there's anyone good that they've beaten. Um, they beat the Bulls. Oh, they beat the
Orlando
Timberwolves and
Magic.
the Pistons. All right, so I guess they have been, but then like New Orleans and Dallas. I don't know. They just had some awful, awful stretches. They lost by 50 to the Raptors. It's by 52 to the Raptors. Not March 29th. So that was like not even a month ago. I just can't take that team seriously. It's not going to happen. Um, they might not even make the playoffs, by the way. They could be a play-in loser. I could see that for sure. Um, Heat, I watched them last night. They're not impressive.
I'm so
To
sick of the Heat.
they oh Wizards fans, by the way, are not happy with Bam Adebayo. They were booing the crap out of Bam Adebayo last night. He had 20, by the way, not anything close to 80. And I will say, after the first quarter, though, it really put into perspective when he had 3 points or maybe six, and I
Mhm.
was like, wow, he had 36 in the first quarter against that game. Like, I was like, that just put in perspective how insane that must have been. And
Yeah.
honestly, I was disappointed. I was like, I wanted to see that Bam tonight. But
Mhm.
Juju Reese wasn't letting him. Juju Reese was
Lock them
all over
up.
the place. Yeah, he was. They're keeping him, by the way. They're keeping him.
He's Dennis
They
Rodman.
they better. Yeah, I was gonna say they better keep him. He's like actually pretty solid. Offensively, he's a
I might have to
mess.
get a jersey.
Offensively,
Well,
he's a mess.
I
I think I'm gonna buy Kieran one
should have
too.
told you that.
Um, my dream for the play-in is either Hornets or Philly, even though those are like the best
Yeah.
two teams in the play-in. But I want to go. I want to go.
Mhm.
Give me the 7-2. Uh, Sixers would be preferable because then I could just drive on a weekend and not have to like make my. It'd be like if it's in Charlotte,
Oh,
like
to
I
the
gotta go.
game. I see.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to go to the game.
I see.
Um,
Charlotte would be a cheaper ticket, though.
yes, Charlotte would be a cheaper ticket, but it would be a lot more travel plans. But
Correct.
anyways, those two teams though are scary. Like I would not like. I
Yeah.
think that now with Embiid injured again, by the way, um, which sucks.
Is he done?
They said that if they make it a little bit into the first round, he might be able to come back. So he's
Okay.
a possibility to come back. I did see a great tweet that was like, Embiid could get shot by a stray bullet, and Sixers fans would be like, "Man, there's always something with him."
That is true. He's soft.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But they've been on a little heater lately, so that's a shame for the 76ers. That's bad news for
Mhm.
them. And Paul George is funny enough, has been playing the best he's played in a long time. It's almost like getting suspended for 25 half the season
He
was
needed a
good for
break.
him. Yeah, exactly. It
He
was
did it
good
on
for him.
purpose.
Yeah. And and then the Hornets, I mean, they've been the talk of the town all season. If you haven't
Yeah.
heard Hornets talk, then you haven't been listening. Because these people are loving Buzz. There's a buzz in Buzz City. They are
Yeah.
yeah, and they are a fun team. I mean, they at some point they're one of the most efficient offenses in NBA history at one point during the season. Um, just a fun team. Just a really fun team. And another team that's like has been down in the dumps for a long time. Like they're due for a playoff series. Um I would hate like if they could get the 8th seed, they honestly Pistons Hornets, they're the team that had that fight right before the All-Star game, if you remember that. So that would be a really fun series because there might be some bad blood there. So um, play the East playing as long as the Magic and the Heat, the Florida teams get out of here. Um, we should have a good 1 through 8. There should be good matchups all the way through. Um, I just realized we haven't talked about the West at all.
I think we're on schedule.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Um, the West is
Over to the
easier
West
to
now.
the West is easier to figure out. Yeah. Let's go there now.
Usual
Um,
suspects, no?
yes, usual suspects, and there's a couple just frauds. They're just frauds. And it's honestly not their fault because if they're on the East, like they could make the finals, and now that they're in the West, they just have
Mhm.
no shot. And so
And
Spurs.
so that is.
Oh, you want to do frauds or you want to do the contenders?
Go ahead. We can tease it.
Okay, okay, okay. So the top three that we're talking about: it's the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Spurs, and the Denver Nuggets. And the Denver Nuggets record does not reflect of the other two, and they are definitely on a tier below of the other two. But they are in a tier alone above the Lakers, above the Rockets, above the Timberwolves, and all the other guys. So there's like I guess there's two teams that are in a tier alone, the Nuggets, and then the rest of the East or the West. And
Okay.
the Spurs and Thunder, I mean, I don't know what to talk about them with. I don't know what to do. The Spurs,
Is this the last year that like it's not a guarantee that Wemby's going to go to the finals? I guess with OKC in the same conference, it's kind of
yeah, that
tough
makes it
to
interesting.
guarantee it. But like, it
I
feels
mean,
like we're getting close to that point, right?
this is the last year. This is the I don't know. I don't know. This is the last year that the NBA is not in trouble, maybe, because there's the the Spurs team is one of the best teams, and the Thunder team are two of the best rosters ever
Yeah.
constructed in the NBA. And the let's talk about the Thunder first. The Thunder have had
Okay.
it's like compared to last year, just such like a quieter year. Like nobody's really talking about them. They just quietly won 64 games. Um, they quietly have had Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has like he broke Will Chamberlain's streak for 20-point games in a row. Um, it's just they've had an incredible season, and there's been like some complaints about them. Like been some shooting woes. Um, there's been some rebounding issues, and they've won 64 games, and they're the deepest team in the league. They might have they might have too many players. Like Isaiah Joe can find a new
That
home.
the old 2K problem.
Yes, yes.
Like, he had too much depth.
Yeah, there's like not enough minutes. Like if
Mhm.
they could get Wiggins, Joe, and one other player, and they would still have guys that could replace them and be like, we might have too many
Mhm.
minutes. Like it's insane.
I want
And
Aaron
so
Wiggins to come back home.
bring him to
Just have
DC.
a full Terp squad.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Bring Herder too. Bring everybody home.
That's okay. We'll take Herder back. Is
The
Bruno Fernandez still in the league?
I don't know actually. I don't think he's out there. Sticks is though.
Six
Smith.
is, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Um but yeah, so like Jalen Williams can take a step up. I think the issue with the Spurs in the playoffs, oh sorry, OKC in the playoffs will be shooting from Jalen Williams, um, and rebounding would be the biggest issues. Their defense is phenomenal as always.
Mhm.
Shea Gilgeous is always going to do what Shea Gilgeous does. Jared McCain, getting him from the 76ers was just unfair almost. Um, like I wish like the Celtics made that deal. I mean, I love Jared McCain. He's a great guy off the bench. Talk about shooting. He's going to help them. They're shooting quite a bit. Mason Wallace and AJ Mitchell, those guys. I mean, there's so many players you could just
They
compliment over
do
and
have
over
an
and over again.
absurd. They have like
Yes,
12 guys
yes.
that are good
There's
NBA players.
when you look at their roster, like if you just go to Google and then go to players,
Yeah.
the top, like literally the top 12 guys that I'm looking at, maybe 11, they all could start for the Wizards. I'm not even joking.
Why are we picking the Wizards into this?
They could all start for Utah. They could all start for Memphis. They could like I'm
Okay.
not like
Okay.
these guys could all like heck. I don't know. The Kings, like come on, these guys could all start for them. Um, yeah, it's an absurd amount of riches, and the Spurs are almost to that level. They've just
Yeah.
increasingly getting lucky with draft picks and getting uh better and better players and prospects. Of course, they have Victor Wembanyama, who, as you pointed out too, this might be the last year. Like, there's an argument for his MVP that people are are really trying to push, and he might get the MVP this year, playing 29 minutes
Can
a
we
game.
just be patient with giving him MVPs?
I was gonna say, like, we might as well wait because we're not gonna give it to
Yeah.
anyone else. He only plays 29 minutes a game. That's his argument against. It's the argument against. It's like, what's the
Is that just a load management thing? Like his body is just so like he's
it's because they
so
don't need him.
lanky that
They don't need him for 20. Why do they don't need him for 35 minutes? And that's the scary thing when this
because
comes to the
he's so
playoffs.
good, the minutes that he's on the floor,
Yes, they're up by
that they
40.
can afford 18 minutes.
Yep. They
So when they play OKC in the conference finals, let's say
and he plays 40
chalk,
minutes,
he plays 40 minutes a game.
who knows what the hell he's gonna put up. That's what I was just about to say. That when they go to the playoffs and he starts first round, all of a sudden he's playing 32 minutes, and second round he's playing 35 minutes. I mean, who knows what the hell stats we're gonna see? We're gonna see some crazy stats.
So what is like? They played Thunder 4 times this year. I'm assuming.
Yes.
How do they defend him? Like, what's the plan?
Chet, and it's Chet and Hartenstein just trying to get some people in front of him.
Okay.
And it's funny, Chet has the best body in the league to help. He's the only person in this league that can almost come close to guarding him. And they actually have a rivalry. Like they do not like each other. Chet and
That's good.
Wemby. Yeah, it is good. And it all started in a U18 World Cup. And Chet got the MVP, and Wemby was like, I can't believe this kid this got some over me. And it's been like they've just been heated rivalry ever since. And so that'll if they do
Heated rivalry.
hopefully we get that playoff series, because that'll be a fantastic playoff series. It's the one that everyone wants to see. I mean, that is the playoff series everyone wants to see.
Yes.
Denver will always be an entertaining playoff series for whoever they face. But it's not going to be like this Spurs OKC thing. And this Spurs OKC thing could be what we're watching for the next 5 years minimum for the NBA. So it's exciting. It is really exciting to see these guys face off against each other. Going to the Nuggets. I mean, actually, more about the Spurs besides Wemby. I mean, they've had Vassell on the team for a while. They've had Julian Champagnie play on this team for like a year or two now. And then Harrison Barnes been on the team. Keldon Johnson's been on the team. And then you add a rookie in Carter Bryant. You add Luke Cornett, who NBA champion with the Celtics. You add Dylan Harper as a rookie. Castle's in his second year. It's just an embarrassment of riches. They have Jadarian Fox trade last year. They have 3 point guards. Again, I mean, these guys would be the starting point guard for 5 teams maybe. And there's 3 of them. Carter Bryant, like he's one of he was another first round pick this year, and he's come into his own. I don't think that he'll be a problem in the playoffs, but he eventually will come into another player that is a role player for them. And then when you have Victor Wembanyama in there, it really makes up for like a lot of mistakes that like there's not a lot of mistakes that you can point out on the team when there's a 7-7 alien in the middle of it. And he's not even playing center half the time. And it's like he can shoot, he can dribble. And as you said, maybe we should just give Shea this extra MVP. Here, you get back to back. I mean, he had an amazing season. He definitely deserves it, because the second he starts playing 31 minutes, 32 minutes a game, there's no reason why he's not going to put up. Who knows?
Yeah.
And I think if I'm the Spurs, when you first asked that question of why he plays 30 minutes a game, part of it is necessity. They don't need him for 30 minutes or for more than 30 minutes. And the other part is what you said. I don't want Sticks playing out there for 40 minutes if he doesn't need to.
Those knees.
Yeah.
His knees are bearing a lot of body.
He does know how to fall. If you look at him fall, like he puts his hands behind him, he gets right, like he puts himself in position to not completely bust his joints. All right, let's talk about the Nuggets. The Nuggets they're talk about the same old team. They're the same old Nuggets. Jamal Murray's playing his heart out. They finally got Aaron Gordon back for a stretch now. And they've had in this stretch, they've had Peyton Watson come out this season. He's a breakout player for them. And they had Cameron Johnson, this is the biggest part, is Cam Johnson has been playing terrible all season. They traded Michael Porter Jr. for him from the Nets. Michael Porter Jr.'s had a great season on the Nets. Michael Porter Jr. won a championship with the Nuggets. And Cam Johnson has been playing like crap. And he is finally coming into his own. Let's say the past month and a half, he's finally playing like the Cam Johnson that they traded for. And that is really, really going to help them in this playoffs. I mean, they're not going to go anywhere if Cam Johnson plays terrible. I don't think they make it out of the first round, honestly, if he plays terrible, because he's one of those guys where Jokic is like what I was talking about with Cade, where of course he's a better 3-point shooter than the Cade, but he sets up so many players. Like he just has open threes. He creates open threes blindfolded, basically. So you're going to need Tim Hardaway Jr. You're going to need Cam Johnson and Peyton Watson. Those guys are going to have to step up. Bruce Brown's going to have to step up a little bit. He had a mediocre regular season, and Christian Braun. They extended him instead of Peyton Watson, and it might bite him in the ass this offseason because Christian Braun has been pretty mediocre and Peyton Watson's been spectacular, and they're going to have to match his contract as a restricted free agent or he's going to walk away. So it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the money on that one. But for the playoffs, they could easily they've had battles with OKC, they've had battles with San Antonio. Not easily, I shouldn't have said that as an adjective, but they could make themselves to the finals this year as well. Jokic, this is the best Jokic season, by the way. And
I was just looking at his numbers, and he's not in the MVP conversation.
he's in the conversation, but it's not. It's I don't know why it's not as serious as it because I think because the other two teams have like 9 and 10 more wins than the Nuggets. I think that's why
I
it's not as
guess
serious as
he's
you would
having
expect.
28, 13, and 11.
Yeah, it's his best season.
Like,
It's insane.
it's a triple double with room to spare.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite impressive. And that's why they could make the finals. I mean, whenever Jokic is playing like
Yeah,
this.
I feel like that's kind of the same narrative every year.
Yeah.
It seems like they actually have a deeper team this year, whereas it feels like that's what has bitten them is like when Jokic is off the floor, they just get completely wiped out.
Well, and with Mike Malone gone, who's now UNC coach,
Yes,
Mike Malone
so
gone.
strange.
They've actually played some bench players. They've had like they had this
Mhm.
Peyton Watson breakout because they were actually being able to play some young players. So they have like they know more of a role of what Spencer Jones does than they did last year from some of their bench guys because they were actually able to play some of their bench guys. So
Mhm.
it is I do think it's a deeper team than last year. I think Aaron Gordon being healthy now is going to help them quite a bit. That was a big issue for their regular season. And Jamal Murray's having one of the best seasons of his career. So that is going to be very helpful in the playoffs. The the point guard in the playoffs is always I mean like it's 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 such a great advantage when you have such an efficient a point guard. Like that's what worries me about the Celtics and is what they did it without. Like they had Derek White as their point guard for the championship and Drew Holiday, which was mainly Drew Holiday was the important
Yeah.
part because he's the one who settled things down. But when you have the point guard who can settle things down, that's really what you need. And Jamal Murray is one of those point guards. So that is but the Spurs have 3 of those point guards and OKC is the MVP in Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. So I don't. It's tough. It's tough that you're in the West. Um, the Lakers are cooked. I don't know if you've been following the Lakers. They got shot in the kneecaps like a week ago.
Yeah.
Like they got taken
Luka's
out in
done,
the
right?
yeah, I mean Luca might play in the first round. I don't know. I'm looking at an article right now. Isn't only important to health. At least 4 to 6 weeks full recovery. But then I don't know how long ago he got it. But there's a high chance that he's not in the first round of the playoffs. Um,
Mhm.
and so is Austin Reeves. Um, hold on, give me an injury update. So I think Austin Reeves might come back before Luca. All right, what's this say? Grade two hamstring. So Luca went to Spain to seek alternative treatment. Hopes of fast tracking
That's
it.
always good.
Yeah, yeah, that's always good. Um, if the Lakers do survive a first round matchup, Doncic could be ready for the second round. So no, he's not coming back. Could be ready for the second round. He's not coming back. Um,
Yeah. Well, and they have to win the first round without
that is
him.
the thing. And with possibly without Reeves too.
Yeah.
Let me look at his injury update. So like those were back to back. Uh, those were back to back things that happened a week ago. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be LeBron. It's gonna be LeBron, Marcus Smart, Jake Laravia, uh, Ronnie, DeAndre Ayton, Luke
Ronnie.
Kennard. Dalton Connect, Drew Timmy, Jared Vanderbilt. I mean, like this is just not a
Drew
serious team.
Timmy.
Without Luca, they're screwed. Rui's there. Um, I don't know. Like if they so let's see what the standings are right now. They're the 4 seed. They would match up with the Rockets, who are currently the 5 seed. And from the looks of it, I think that's locked in. There's only one game left, and the Timberwolves are 3 behind. Oh, well, I guess they could either be at home as the 4 seed or they could be away as the 5 seed versus the Rockets. I don't think it matters either one. The Rockets are the team that you want to see if you're the Lakers, but that's if
Mhm.
you have Luka Doncic and you don't. Um, I think Kevin Durant, I think he could single-handedly beat this team. I know that the Rockets have had a lot of woes this regular season. They have been getting into a little bit of a rhythm towards the end of the regular season, and defensively they're still really good. Offensively, it's still on the burden of 35, 36-year-old Kevin Durant. I don't know how old he is. He might even be 34, but still old Kevin Durant. And
He's like 38.
yeah, maybe he is that. Let me look.
He was at
30,
Texas in like 2005.
yeah, 37, 37.
37.
Um, but like Aiton is not stopping Şengün. Uh, not even Clint Capella. Um, Jabari Smith, they're not stopping him. It's this Houston team would spank the crap out of this Lakers team. And it's a shame because this Lakers team had a good season. They were a little frisky. Luka's in the MVP conversation in an adjacent way, and it's never going to come into fruition. I don't know what LeBron's going to do next year. I I'm at the degree. I just hope he stays in the Lakers. I hope he has a cheaper deal. I hope they make it a good team around Luka and LeBron, using hopefully LeBron's money that he gives up. Um, I don't want to see them go back to Cleveland. I don't want to see him go to anywhere else. The Golden State would be weird. Um, it would just seem like a Disney movie if he went back to Golden State or Cleveland. Um, so I hope LeBron stays on the Lakers just because he's been there for so long, and he's gonna play one more year. He might as well just stay on the Lakers, right? Like, why have one more year in a
Hey, you
completely
should
different city?
go back to Cleveland would be awesome.
No, he's so silly. Um, but I do
Imagine
think
they
that
win
Lakers season
though.
ends. Oh, and it's Cleveland's. This is for you again.
This is for you, part two.
Yeah, yeah, that would be pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, and it would. I mean, talk about storybook. That would be the ultimate storybook ending.
Yes.
Um, but I do think the Lakers season ends in the first round. Sadly, um, if they can get Reeves back, they can make it interesting. But their defense, even
Mhm.
it's funny, even with Luca, they might lose to the Rockets. Like Luca and Reeves, they might lose to the Rockets because their defense is
Mhm.
just so abysmal. Um, and they're gonna get torched by Kevin Durant. A great player like that is just gonna come in and torch him.
Yeah.
Um, Timberwolves. Timberwolves are interesting because they finally have a point guard in Ao Desumo.
Yeah.
They got him from
Boy.
The Bulls, and they gave up on what's his name. They got him in the first round. He was from Kentucky. Rob Dillingham. They gave up on Rob
Oh,
Dillingham to get
Dill,
him.
Rob Dill.
And it's funny, I never understood why they did that Rob Dillingham to begin with. They traded up with the Spurs to get him, and then we're like, "Oh, we have a young point guard. We can't afford to have a young point guard." It's like, then why'd you draft a young point
Mhm.
guard? Like, I don't understand the logic behind it. But now I have Ayo Dosunmu, who is not a young point guard and plays very well next to Anthony Edwards. Bones Highland's actually been coming onto his own. He had some moments. I actually think that this is an interesting team for me. I'm excited to see them. I do think that getting the Nuggets in the first round sucks. It's not going to be fun. Um,
Yeah.
and then having to play this, like, I think they get spanked by the Thunder, specifically the Thunder. I think they just don't match up well. I think that the guards are better. Like basically every position is just like a little bit better on the OKC Thunder, and I don't think they beat the Spurs either. But I do think they could make some noise against the Nuggets if Anthony Edwards really steps up. Can definitely make some noise. I mean, we've seen some Anthony Edwards takeovers where he just completely carries, as you said, he just completely carries the team on his back. So they could definitely do that against the Nuggets. Um, I don't want to see them against the Nuggets is my issue. I'd rather see that in like the second round. I don't want to see that in the first round. It seems like we're getting robbed from one of these teams advancing into the next round if they face each other in the first round, which it looks like that's what's going to happen. I guess the Lakers could jump the Nuggets, and then it's Lakers Timberwolves. I'd rather have that than then we could see the Nuggets, Timberwolves in round 2 instead of 1. But I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they all face each other. And then the play-in for the West, the Trailblazers are interesting. Clippers are interesting. The Warriors are not interesting. The Suns are, I guess, interesting. The Warriors should just be out. They're 37 and 44. They should just be out. Why do we have to give them a shot? Do we have to give them a shot? Like, we gotta see on Tuesday night. We gotta waste our time watching Cat Spencer. Like, what are we doing here? I mean,
Your
I
boy.
hope. Yeah, I know. I hope he fails miserably on the grandest stage. The if they play the Clippers, though, I mean, they're gonna get eviscerated by Kawhi Leonard in that playing game. Um, I don't see a reason for why they should even have a shot in the playing game. I think if you're under 500, they should just cancel you out.
I think there should be like a selection committee.
Yeah, I think you should be. Well, like not like replaced. Like you shouldn't get replaced by another team. You just have 9 playing teams, and you have to figure it out. Like we can figure it out. Just have 9 playing teams. Uh,
Little like round robin.
yeah, like a little double limb. Like you have to be
Yeah,
over
point
500 to play in the
differential.
plan. I think that should be fair. You have to be over 500 to play in the plan. Like you should
I
just
like
be.
that.
And
If
then
you're under
like
500 after 82 games, you're not good.
yes, exactly. You don't need a plan. And like if we're getting ridiculous and like the top 8 seeds, like say 8 and 7 or 37 and 44. Well, let's do a no plan, and you guys are getting spanked in the first round. Like, congrats.
Or
All
just
right,
give one to a bye.
going into a bye. Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, have them scrimmage each other.
Oh yeah, that'd be sweet. Warm up.
Vegas. Yeah.
The a Zach Lowe special he talks about it every year around this time is that he wants the 1 seed to be able to pick whatever seed they want. So like OKC would be like, we're taking the Lakers round 1, and we're gonna smack the crap out of Lakers. And
That's funny.
so I never hated that. I always thought it was a little wonky just because
Yeah.
it adds a little wonk to it. But it would like he has a good point. Like it would add drama. Like oh you don't want to see us in the first round. Like oh you don't like
Oh
let's
yeah.
see who you pick. Yeah, that would be cool. So I thought it was a good NBA season. We've had a lot. It was actually a very interesting NBA season. A lot of drama, a lot of weird stuff happening. It started the season with the Portland Trailblazers head coach getting arrested for gambling, and ended the season with I guess what's like the latest crazy thing that's happened. Um, I'm trying to think of something. I mean, the April Fool's joke for the Wizards. That's just an example of the crazy things that have been going on. Did you see that?
No.
April Fools, the
Yeah.
Wizards, they go out there and they have uh they have a blindfolded half court shot, and the guy throws up the half court shot, and all the mascots
Oh, he
celebrate like he
misses,
made it.
then they.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've
and
seen
like
that. I've seen that before.
yeah, it's a classic April Fool's prank. And it's like and then apparently, like, they posted online and, like, people were like, "I can't believe you did this to a fan." Like, "I can't" like, first of all,
What?
idiots. Clearly, like, obviously, that wasn't a random person, and obviously, they gave him something afterwards anyways.
Yeah.
Uh, the Wizards had to come out and say, "That was an April Fool's joke, guys. It was a Wizards employee who did it. Like, it wasn't a fan." So they had to ruin their own joke because fans are idiots. And then
So soft.
yeah, I know. I was listening to the mismatch though. Shout out that I love that podcast. Chris Verno, who works for the Grizzlies, he had a great tip. He was like, the only thing they messed up on was they were playing the 76ers that night. The fan should have been in the 76ers jersey.
Oh yeah, that would have been good.
Obviously, yes, obviously should have been in the 76ers jersey. So, yeah, they could have done that better. But there was the fact that they have to have a public apology for an April Fool's joke as I mean, that's insane.
This is
So
what they're
we've had some
taking from you.
yes.
Remember that.
It's been a weird NBA season. We saw 83 points. We saw one of the worst lineups of all time last night. If you want to look at a box score and not have any idea who's playing, go look at Memphis Grizzlies, Utah Jazz last night. You'll know one player on the box score, and it's Ace Bailey. Um,
Let me see. Will I know more?
I don't know. Don't know.
There's a college guy like a guy who's good in college. I might know.
Oh yeah,
Where's he?
you'll know
Oh,
a
the
couple. I mean,
Defenders play today.
oh nice. The Grizzlies,
7.8.
by the way, played 6 players. That's how little players they had. Played 6 players. 2 players played 48 minutes.
All right. 48. What?
They had no players. They literally called everyone out. It's an embarrassment of the game. This is why people get mad at the NBA. The games like this is why they get
Yes,
mad at the
that's
NBA.
fair. I feel like there's a lot of people there. It's in Utah. They probably sell out every game.
I don't think you'll know a single player on the
Uh,
Heat or on the Grizzlies. On the Jazz, you'll know 2, 3. No, 3 at least.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't.
the only name I
The
recognize
only
is
guy I
Ryan
recognize on the
Rupert.
whole team is Cam Spencer.
You're looking at the team. Yeah, just look at the
Wait,
box score of last night.
A
He didn't even play
Whitehead.
last night.
Tariq Whitehead did. No, wait, no.
He was a net.
Dude, I was thinking there was a guard at Seton Hall. I don't think his name was Whitehead. It was something similar though. Yeah, I
It's
don't
the
know
only
any of these
player on the
guys.
Grizzlies that
No,
I know, and Ryan Rupert.
Lucas Williamson. No, Jay Meshack. That sounds like one of my fraternity brothers. Yeah,
Jemai
no.
Meshack. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Lucas
Yeah,
Williamson.
I know
No
a
idea.
Jay Marishak. There's a yeah, no.
Adama Ball.
Uh, Blake Hinson. He went to Pitt. I know him.
There you go. He didn't play last night though.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
35
he played.
minutes.
Sorry, he's on the Jazz. You went to the Jazz. I didn't know
He
you were
had
on the
30
Jazz.
points. Damn.
I
I
didn't know
didn't.
you were on the Jazz now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know some of these guys. I
Yeah,
know
the
Cody
Jazz are much
Williams.
more
I
recognizable.
know.
Yep.
I know. Schwebe from
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Oscar Sheway. Yeah.
I don't know Kennedy Chandler.
No, I don't know who that is either.
Wait, is that Kevin Love on the Jazz?
He is on the Jazz.
That's hilarious.
You don't know
Okay,
about
so I know 4 out of the 5
Besma
Jazz.
Bang? Yeah, the Jazz have a lot more guys. They have 3 college guys that are like that played a lot last year. So
Mhm.
and they have Conchar too, who like for some reason I know him. He had a triple double last night. It's yeah. So the
All right,
NBA can get
enough of
hairy,
that.
and it's funny though. Everyone every year. This is my complaint. I gotta complain about this for a second. Everyone every year pretends like this is new. Like they pretend like this is new every
I feel
year
like it's gotten worse, no?
to a degree, but like we
Like ever
are.
since Trust the Process, I think it's like those teams were just bad, whereas now it's like it feels like
They're
there
like
are
deliberately bad.
decent enough players on the team that are getting injured
Yeah.
and not playing.
Yeah, I know. And they're gonna figure out a reason to fix. They're gonna figure out somehow to fix this. But I don't know. It just seems like this has been a complaint for a while now, and it's like every year, it's like people are just getting
Yeah.
angrier and angrier about
Also,
it.
like, don't pay attention to them.
That's what I'm saying. It's
It's
like
your team. It's not your team. Who cares?
there's also enough like the fact I said this a while ago when we were talking about the NBA, and this was we didn't even do a thing. I just said when 2 bad teams are playing, don't watch. When 2 good teams are playing, it's freaking phenomenal right now. It's phenomenal. All the bad like last night, Timberwolves Rockets 4-point game, fantastic game. But you go to I was at the Wizards Heat game, not a fantastic game. So you just have to pick and choose. It's just like anything. I don't know. You just got to pick and choose
Yeah.
with like it does. It is. I will say it is annoying when from the All-Star break you have 5 teams that give up. So,
Yeah. Yeah. This
but the
summer on
playoff
the Wise Guys podcast, tanking solutions.
fixing tanking. Um,
They
what
actually
it
did an episode on Planet Money about tanking in the NBA. That's
really
interesting. They had Zach Lowe's on it.
nice. Um, let's go. Also, I re-upped my Wizard season tickets. There was a
Nice.
deadline yesterday, and I was like,
Pray for Devonta.
yep, praying for Devonta. It's still cheap as hell, so I was like, screw it.
Yeah.
Why not? And
I
they
guess they
will.
can't go too wrong. Like they're gonna get
They
a good
can't get
player,
worse. They can't get
right?
worse. They literally cannot get worse. I watched like I've. They cannot get worse. It's not possible.
AD
Um,
and Trey Young
yeah,
and
I know.
whoever they get in the top 5, hopefully top 1.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
nice.
it's gonna be so awesome.
He would be sweet. Oh, I would want him the most.
Keep getting my hopes up.
And but Chris, before we go,
Yes.
I am going to predict. Give me Celtic Spurs. Let's
Okay.
show I mean let me put it to Wemby in the finals. Let me show him where the men come in. And then Celtics dub. But that's a biased take.
I will go. I'll give OKC one more year, and I'll
Run
say
back.
OKC and
I do think the Knicks could make it.
the Knicks.
I do think the Knicks could make it. They
Yeah.
have
And
because like
I'm going to take OKC to win that, though.
yeah, I do. Oh yeah, I think
I know that's lame, but
no, I don't think it's even lame. I think it's gonna be the right call.
it just is.
Yeah. The
What are their, what are their odds?
the Knicks are it's funny. I do like if they match up against the Celtics, they could definitely beat the Celtics. And I could see them also losing in the first round, sadly, to like some crazy team. But they've also had like I don't know. There's weird storylines you have to follow with NBA teams, and like they've had this like they won the NBA Cup, then they had like a struggle for a little bit, and it's like I feel like those teams that have the struggle in the middle, they always get turned around like flipped as like this is such a
Yeah,
bad
right.
thing, and then it's like it actually could be a good thing. So
Peak at
I
the
don't
right
hate the
time.
Knicks at all. Yeah, exactly. I think they could be peaking at the right time. They are much deeper than they have been in the past 3 years. Jose Alvarado was a great grab for them. Mohamed Douari has been playing great off the bench for them. Um, they will be frisky, and I think they could definitely make the finals as well. So I like it. I think we've exhausted all we need to for the NBA.
I think so.
We'll get into
Plus
matchups and
120
everything once we
OKC
get it.
to win the finals.
That's like
Not even get to
embarrassing.
the finals, to win it.
Yeah, that's like embarrassing for the rest of the
Like flip.
league. Yeah, that's really sad.
No, it's embarrassing for the Clippers. It
Yes.
was embarrassing.
Yeah. Which they turned around their season, by the way. They were, I mean, at the beginning of the season they were like 6-24, and everyone thought they were going to give OKC the first overall pick. So thankfully they did not, and I hope they make the plan because Kawhi's had a great year, and their team is a lot more fun after the trade deadline too. So I hope they win some games. All right, that does it. Thank you all for listening. Um, Speaking of basketball, by the way, Gamecocks have 3 players, so should be an interesting
Nice.
off season. Be interesting.
We just got a big Euro guy in the transfer portal
Nice,
as
nice.
of like 30 minutes ago from New
Oh,
Mexico.
nice.
So pumped about that.
Yeah, we got a 6'2" guard out of George Mason yesterday, so we're getting some
Nice.
recruits. It's sprinkling in. I'm excited. So thank you all for listening.